see so many dear faces and faces from a long career. It's just, I can't say how much I appreciate seeing you guys show up for this. And this is a very, when Dave suggested this place to have lunch, it was something special too. I used to come here at least once a month with Dick and Ron Cerruti, and I thought it was with Tim Kelly, though he denies it. I'm going to say a few words about working for the IRS, and I think I'm qualified to say that. I never planned to work in tax. I never planned to be an accountant. That was not an aspiration I had when I was a student, when I was a kid. That was not something I ever thought of doing. And I was a hippie, basically. I never even applied to work for the IRS. If someone said, why don't you apply to work? No, I didn't apply to work for the IRS. What I did was take a test to work for the federal government. And I was one of these aimless social science graduates in the 70s. Couldn't find anybody to hire us, and so took the civil service exam and see what showed up. Yeah, Karen?
Yeah.
The PACE exam?
Yeah.
Anybody else took the PACE exam? No. So I never intended to work for the IRS.
Temporary job.
But I discovered after graduating and deciding I didn't want a career in academia, but there really wasn't a hot market for sociologists. I did philosophy and sociology, and employers weren't banging on my door asking for my services. So I took the civil service exam, and in comes this offer from the IRS. And I had an old friend called Harry Potter. It really is called Harry Potter. Some of you guys might know him. He went to work for the IRS. And one of the biggest lies I ever got, he said, David, it's not too bad. And so I went to work, and Tim Kelly's gone now. He was my coach. Office audit. It was one of the most miserable jobs I ever had in my life. Working for office audit. Anybody here work for office audit? Yeah.
It was miserable.
It was miserable.
Torture.
It was torture. After 6 months, I had eczema, my hands were falling apart. I couldn't quit the job. We moved. I had a kid at home. I hated it. But I used to go in the break room. You get between the 5 and 6 audits, they need a 10 to 15 minutes break. And the guys will be sitting in the break room when I went there, and they're still sitting there when I left. I said, who are those guys? They're revenue agents. How do I get to be a revenue agent? You've got to learn accounting. So after night school, I learned accounting. And I love accounting. I still love accounting. I don't know why it is. I studied sociology and philosophy. I love accounting. I still do. I probably will still do it after I retire for some way. And that's how I became a revenue agent. And that's how I met Karen. And the best job I ever had, revenue agent. To this day, I keep under my desk. I keep a briefcase and all the cheat sheets to be a revenue agent, go on interviews. And I have this kind of fantasy that my boss is going to come in one day and say, do you know what, David, take a break from management. Here's a case. So, I'm very grateful for my career at the IRS. I really am. It's an accidental career, and it's been a good 35 years. I'm very grateful. I became a citizen of this country through taking an oath. I became a member, worked for Uncle Sam for taking an oath, and I am grateful to have been able to serve my country and to serve the IRS. I'm grateful to have been able to apply my skills to support my country and to support our democracy. It's been a privilege for me to do that. I've been amazed at what the variety of work and opportunities and challenges that IRS has offered. After that trial by fire working in office audit, which if you haven't experienced it, I'm not going to go through it. To then be handed a case and say, off you go, and because you flounder with this stuff. But after a while you realize, you know what, I can do what the hell I want with this case. I brought my old commission here. I'm not going to hand it back up. And it says right here, those of you have it, it says here, I have the authority to to perform all duties conferred, including the authority to investigate and to require and receive information. Now, for someone like me, who, as my family will tell me, has an undue sense of curiosity and an interest in poking in other people's businesses, this is just advice, you know. They pay me to do this. They pay me to poke around in the businesses and ask people about what they were really doing and so forth and satisfy curiosity. But it's a wonderful job. I'm not, the first 6 months you don't know what the hell you're doing. And you're sitting in an accounting office, what do I do next? But once you get it figured out, working through these puzzles and deciding which and if you don't like the case, you get fed up with it, no change. That's another one. You know what our illustrious leaders don't realize. We have a leadership, bless their souls, they want to do a good job, but they think that they can tell us all, they're going to manage our issues for us. Everybody here, they've all gone, haven't they? All the senior men. They're going to manage our issues for us. They're going to decide what we can settle and what we can't. They have no idea about revenue agent settlement authority. And you guys know that the most important settlement authority in the IRS is what the damn revenue agent decides to look at and not look at. And there's nobody looking over their shoulder. Nobody tells when I look at the thing, I'm not going to open that. I'm going to hell with that, get rid of it. Oh, no, but I'm going to look at it. And this tax administration of this country rests on the shoulders of those people who go out and look at businesses and look at those records and decide what you think should be looked at more and what should not. And it's you guys, revenue agents, that do that. And it's a great job. I recommend it to anybody, any young people who are here, go for it. I really enjoyed it. I don't know. You know why I'm in management? It's because of Debbie Nolan. Who knows Debbie Nolan? Yeah, a lot of you guys know Debbie Nolan. She was one of the most inspirational leadership we've had. And nobody could say no to Debbie Nolan. And I became the fields officer. I was sitting in the fields office and Debbie Nolan calls me up. You know this character? He said, David, would you, remember Bob Weaver? Would you come back and manage the group? I guess so. If you ask me, Debbie, I'll come and manage. She said, when they were doing reorganization in Washington, D.C., she said, Dave, would you come and help out with this? Yeah. And I've been fortunate to have leaders like Debbie Nolan and other, I won't mention names, but IRS has had some really good, I know we love to criticize IRS management, and God knows our current leadership, fortunately they're gone. Our current leadership just has earned some criticism. But I've been fortunate to have worked with many managers like Debbie Nolan, Larry Lang, and Alan Kletke, who have provided the leadership. There's a couple of things I want to mention too. IRS is a very compassionate and a loyal employer. IRS is, both for me personally and other people, IRS is a good employer. Most of the people in the IRS really want to do well by their employers. I know they lack imagination. I know we're hidebound with rules, but IRS has been a good employer, and Uncle Sam has been a good employer. Here I am at 65. I don't have to worry about my retirement security. Unlike so many people, I have the opportunity to go on to a different life, and it's courtesy of Uncle Sam, and I'm very grateful for it. Oh God, what else did I want to say? I am reluctant to leave. I do love what I do. I particularly love the opportunity to lead people like Janet and Kitty and Dave and Rajesh and Rita and in the past John and so forth. The IRS and our country doesn't realize how lucky they are to have people like the people around here willing to dedicate their best efforts on behalf of our country. And it's not for the benefit of, obviously you're not going to get rich working for the government. You're not going to get prestige. If you want prestige and if you want the recognition from people, like my old buddy Tony Corsetti used to say, you better go out and hire a cheerleader. You ain't going to get it working for the IRS. But we know what we do, and we know how important that honest, effective tax administration is as the foundation for the ability of our country to be a leader in the world, to take care of our citizens, to do the things it wants to get done. It's based on effective tax administration. You only have to look at anywhere else in the world, whether it's Greece, Italy, Africa, south of the border here, to see what happens when a government cannot rely on that kind of foundation. And we make it happen. It's the revenue agents, it's the collection officers, it's the people who go out there, the special agents who take their oath of office seriously, defend the Constitution, and do the best they can to satisfy their obligations. And we all know too, you work for the civil service, you're going to get paid the same whether you do a good job or whether you sit on your hands. And so the fact that we get so much done is because of just the dedication and commitment of people who want to do it. I know I'm saying kind of stuff that I'm not going to go on at great length here, but I want to say that one of the things that makes me saddest about the last few years, and to see faces like dear face friends like Don and so forth, is the loss of community that's happened in the IRS since the reorganization. And an awful lot of the rewards of what we do, because of the personal connections in the community that we have, the mutual support that we get, and in a mindless pursuit of endless reorganizations and dreams of lawyers and outside consultants that come in and tell us how we should do our work, we have broken up those things. I think that Dick always says the region will come back, the districts will come back. I suspect you're right. I think it's sooner than we think. But the fact is, it's been a hard 12 years to see those communities broken up, and to see us become so separated and isolated. I work in Oakland with a very good team. We have very little connection or no connection with the rest of you working in different parts of the Bay Area, and it's a shame. And I miss that. I hope it'll return. Because in the end, the rewards of being able to work as part of a team, having a culture of service, is what makes tax administration work, and what makes our jobs rewarding. So I hope that'll return. Nevertheless, I'm really going to miss working in this team, working with these people. And I certainly hope that all of you, I know when you retire, it's like falling off a cliff. I turn in my badge, I turn in my phone, I turn in my computer, and all of a sudden it's like, Dick would always say, you put your hand in the water, pull it out, how much of a hole is left? That's what happens when someone retires. So I don't have the illusions about that, but I do hope that the personal connection, the personal contacts will be maintained. And anybody, I will send out my email and phone number and call me. Any of you guys working can call me anytime. Benefit would be a pain in the ass. I have been a pain in the ass. I pain in the ass to many people around me. I'm sorry about that. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming.
I'd just like to announce that the United States won